We have one final question for the panel, and this one is advice to your August self. So if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice at the start of the school year, what would it be? What's that spark that would ignite you? I'll start with you, Addison, and we'll work our way this way.
Yeah, I'm going to go personal, and it may connect with some of you. In education, I never met an educator that didn't want to do the greatest things for children, that didn't want to make a significant difference. And in that, as we become champions of children, we dedicate all our time, all our love, all our energy to our school district. And I say this respectfully, our school districts become our mistress in some way, and that we're with them all the time. And if I had to do it all over again, after many years of being in education, I would have a better balance in my life. And the one thing I challenge each of you to have is that understand that your heart will always be there for children and for your colleagues in your work. But I would say that please have a balance and take time for your family, your friends, your loved ones, and know that they do exist. Your loved ones aren't your roommates, and I learned that the hard way. So please make certain that while you're giving your heart, you're giving everything that you have every single day, and thank you so very much for that process. Make sure you always have and dedicate time for those who you care about and those who you love.
Lovely.
Powerful.
Very nice.
Julie?
So I was thinking ahead to this school year.
Go for it.
Okay? And I bet for many of us, if we took a poll, I'm assuming this answer would be right, many of us would be thinking about the start of school, and particularly from a leadership standpoint, we may be saying, hey, you know what, we got to talk to more kids. We got to get into more classrooms. We got to understand what that student learning experience looks like, particularly with so many students feeling disengaged from school. What's the motivation there? So I want to put a little bit of a twist on that. And again, I can't help myself. It's coming from our research. One of the things that we're seeing is that in today's student group, our K-12 students today, we actually have many generations in terms of their experiences and their expectations, their engagement with school, the way they're thinking about the role of the teacher, the way they're thinking about their future. Sometimes we paint, not intentionally, but sometimes we paint with a broad brush and we say, all students feel like this. Or maybe when we're thinking about getting in and talking with more students, we're talking about maybe shadowing a high school student or something like that. I'm going to give you a different approach. We're seeing in our data something very radical that's happening with middle school students. And so my advice is let's go and talk to more middle school students. When we look at our AI data, it's our middle school students that are pushing the envelope in terms of how they are using AI within their social media. That content management within their social media is driving their expectations for how they're thinking about AI within learning. It's setting up what they expect to see in the classroom. It's changing their perceptions about the value of learning. And it's also changing their valuation about what constitutes cheating and what's not constitutes cheating. It's really fascinating to think about that. My second point on why I'm doubling down on middle school kids, and I'd love to visit all your schools and go crazy and talk to your middle school kids. Road trip, is think about that, and maybe you've already done the math. Our incoming 7th graders were in 1st grade in 2019-20. They have had a dramatically different learning experience than their older siblings that are in high school, particularly from their older cousins that may have been in college by now, or even their younger siblings. I'm not saying, and I had some teachers tell me, oh, well, you know, that it's kind of the lost generation. I'm not giving up on these kids, and I don't think any of you are. But we should be paying attention to what type of experience that they've had and what they need in terms of support. So my August self is super excited about doubling down on going to talk to some 7th graders. Awesome. I hope you do too.
Middle school.
Come on, middle school.
Bless you if you serve there.
Yeah, bless you.
I say that with much love. I was a middle school teacher, so I say that with much love. And I just exited a middle schooler into high school. Hassan?
I think I go back to that idea of the modern learner. Because if we start seeing the changes, as Julie and Addison have referenced, my simple thing is that if we focus on the modern learner, things will take care of themselves. But here's my challenge to myself and my team. If we start working on the modern learner, can our culture catch up to it? Mm-hmm. Is our culture ready for the modern learner? Are you going to be able to change the student without changing the culture? Because if you're going to see the modern learner through the eyes of the student, the culture must change. Mm-hmm. Whichever way your district defines that. Because ultimately, if the model learner continues to grow, the issues we've discussed here will take care of themselves. But once we release the modern learner to a culture that is not ready, we're in trouble, folks. We will be in trouble. So that's going to be my thing to my team, to the people that are here from Cobb County, and to everybody that is in here. Work on changing the students through their lenses to change the culture that is in the building and outside the building.
Love it.
Thank you so much.